Today I'm going to show you a basic install of the product IBM Copy Services Manager. Now, IBM Copy Services Manager is based off the Tivoli Productivity Center for Replication product, which you may know, but it's now a standalone install which can install on any of the existing platforms for TPCR or some additional platforms too. Today I'm going to show you a basic distributed Windows installation. First off, you need to download the installer, which you can get from Fix Central or perhaps your ordering system, but it looks like an exec file, or if you're on Linux, AX, etc. It's a bin file. You're going to double-click it. It's going to launch into the Install Anywhere product. Install Anywhere will guide you through and walk you through the install steps, but I hope you see that it's quite simple, very basic, very few questions, and you're off and running. So I'm going to select English. Basic intro saying you're about to install it. You can install anywhere. Now this first panel is for selecting a license. You can choose to skip this. If you skip it, what it's going to do is it puts you into an evaluation license program. So you accept the evaluation terms, and that means you're not going to be running this in production. You can test it out. You can play with it. You'll need a try and buy a key, which you can get from your support IBM support team. But that's what it won't be a full license version. What you'll be needing is a CSM license.zip file, which you can get off your ordering system. It looks like this, and through the installer you can easily select that. Go find it. There it is. And now click through Next. It validates that license, and now you'll see that you're no longer in an evaluation license, you're in a full license agreement. If you do not have the CSM license.zip file yet, you can feel free to continue with the evaluation install. When you bring up CSM, you will notice that there is a way, some red text at the top, or if you go to the administration panel, you'll see that you can update the license with that license.zip once you have it. So I'm going to accept. Go next. Now, on this panel, you have the choice of either installing a new install or doing a migration in your store. So what the migration in your store does is allow you to restore from a pre-existing image, such as to the Productivity Center for Replication, or perhaps another backup of Copy Services Manager later on in the future. For now, for this demonstration, I'm going to show you a basic full install. So I'm going to click Next. We'll do another video for doing the migration. The next panel is to choose your installation folder. The default is Program Files, IBM CSM. If you want to choose it, feel free to change it. Feel free to. Next panel is your authentication information. So the user is going to be your primary admin, the one that you're going to start up with. That admin will have the administrative authority to be able to create other users and manipulate other things, create sessions, etc. So you give it a password of your choice. Be sure to remember that password. And then you have different port configurations. So the port for the GUI is what you would type into the browser. For the CLI, that's what the CLI would use. Active standby, that's when you have an active standby setup for Copy Services Manager. That's how the port they use to communicate. And then the authentication port is new. It's for the if you go and set up LDAP authentication, we'll use that port to be able to talk to our authentication server that we install. That's going to go talk to the LDAP server. So unless you have any changes, go ahead and click Next. We will, at this point, validate those ports. So if any of those ports are in use, you will get a pop-up message saying port in use, and you can choose a different port. But then finally, you're here at the summary panel, which is going to tell you where it's going to install at, basic information, how much is required, etc. And click Install. So from this point, the install is doing its own thing. It's going to complete. It's installing the JVM, installing Webs for Liberty, and the product itself. So it's very quick. You'll see that it's much faster than in previous versions with the Tivoli Productivity Center for Replication on distributed systems, and hopefully you'll have a good experience and get up and running. Once you have it installed, yeah, as you can see, it's starting the actual copy service manager. Everything's installed. It's starting it up right now. Once it's installed, then you can configure additional, like I said, users. You can configure the LDAP configuration, etc. Almost done. Once it finishes starting up the web server here, it will give you the actual URL to use. And you can go into your browser to validate that it's been installed. And I'll show you that in a second. I'll actually go over here and show you that it did install in the program files IBM CSM. This is where you'll find all of the installed files, etc. under the Liberty, WLP, user, servers. There you'll see your CSM server. This is where CSM has been installed at, where you'll find the log files, etc. Although you can get those off the actual web browser. And we're done. So I'm going to click Done. Here you'll see it pop up saying it can be accessed from this URL. If you want to launch the browser straight to that URL, you're free to do that. Set up for instance Go. But I'll show you here. I'm going to click Go. You can change the certificate if you want. We'll just accept this one. I'm getting the intro panel. You can see it's now IBM Copy Service Manager. I'm going to type CSS admin, which was the user I put into the installer, and we're in. So now you can see you're up and running, Copy Service Manager. You can start adding storage systems, start creating your sessions, etc., which we'll show you in other videos. Thank you. Hope this helps.